And the entire time the oil crisis is happening is because America is squeezing themselves. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to put a tariff on oil. They're trying to hurt the American people and use it to somehow pressure a foreign nation by holding a gun to our heads and telling Iran, hey man, I'm going to fucking shoot some of our own citizens. And Iran's like, well, you do that anyway. And this is really at the heart of what's happening here. The entire time America's building what they consider a nuke program to be the end-all be-all to give them this overarching global treaty. And Iran is telling you that the only reason why they don't want to build nukes is because it would isolate us from the rest of the civilized world. Why would they do that? And I'm telling you, the answer is because of blackmail. Nuclear weapons provide countries with a technological blackmail against each other. I realize that this sounds so weird. And I also hope that you will consider how many times I have not tried to tell you a story about an evil underground Luciferian cult, but I am telling you about the practice, the legal practice itself of just blackmail politics. That if you can come to another pirate and find a way to establish trust with that other pirate, you two can conglomerate. You can create an organism that has its own power structures to it. This would make you a more effective pirate. So when I tell you that there's a blackmail economy that really runs what we think countries are, this is one of the oldest forms of triumviratism, let's call it that we know of. I'm not making this term up. Triumvirate comes all the way from Rome. There's literally three of them that we know about. Three famous triumvirate, actually two famous ones that we know about. The third is an underground one that I will have to do another show on. But this alliance of three separate pirates that are fully invested in painting their own political architecture, most of it involving lies, decide that they can build lies together, that they can mutually lie about something that does not exist. And if they appear to be enemies in public, then their lie that they both agree to, i.e. Donald Trump being under direct threat from Iran, would be believable. If you were the Secret Service, if you were trying to implement the importance of control on a federal level, you would want a president to suffer from an assassination attempt, if not more. If you wanted to establish a dominance over the Gulf of Mexico, if you wanted to finally broaden the reach that America has always had, that will always exercise, that will always grow more, then you would utilize the idea of a fentanyl crisis inside the American country that requires us, for some reason, to go into Mexico, to go into Canada, to go into Iceland, to go into Greenland, to go into Central America, to put bounties on people's heads, to hunt down the leaders of other free nations so that we can solve our internal drug crisis that literally was invented by Big Pharma. That fentanyl itself was an invention by the exact same government that wants those same companies to have their informational protein shell placed inside of each of us. Now, just as I told you that Iran doesn't care that it has a puppet, it's like, yeah, look, we're fucking insane. We need something like this. So too is America the same, but even worse. I think we see it less. I think we have less touch with what this actually means to be a slave of the state. 2 years after the last clip I just showed you, this interview happened. This is 60 Minutes, and this is now 1976. This is 2 years after the oil squeeze the pressuring of what is the petrodollar going to do? How is it going to be able to take over the world? This is how it takes over the world. We will squeeze these things while still using them. The Shah himself even said, guys, America, you're still importing the same amount of oil that you did before the crisis. Why are you saying that you lack oil? We have it. We will sell it to you, but you have to give us billions of dollars back. What do you mean, James? The $1 billion that I just showed you in the clip. Iran gave American interest billions of dollars to create a peaceful market in which OPEC, all the other petrodollar interests could conglomerate and just have fucking free trade. Why would Iran want their richest resource not to be at everyone's table? Of course they want that. So yet Mike Wallace is telling you, he's asking the president of Iran, why are you hurting kids? Why are you hurting families? Why are you coming to America and threatening all of us? And this is remember the military-industrial entertainment complex just doing its job. We hear 60 Minutes. I know that we have a nostalgia for these things, and it's okay because you should have a nostalgia for the propaganda that brought you into this world because it showed you to see through it. This is 2 years later. The Shah is not cooperating with America. America's kind of pissed. They're like, dude, what the fuck, man? And the Shah's like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, I literally believe in the fatherland of Iran. I know my people are screwed up. I have to watch them every day. But I believe in the fatherland of our country, and I'm not playing your nuclear games.
Iran savors the power and the worldwide attention his oil has brought him. Unlike most autocratic leaders, as his ambition and his military muscle have grown, so has his willingness to talk to foreign reporters.
60 Minutes made its yearly pilgrimage to the Shah's palace in Tehran to canvass the royal views on assorted topics, among them our presidential election. He clearly favors Ford, though he will not say so publicly. He thinks Carter fails to fully comprehend Iran's role in the defense of American interests. On the Middle East, the Shah is committed to a secure state of Israel, but he insists the Israelis must give back the Arab lands they conquered in 1967, and he believes the Jewish lobby in the United States helps breed Israeli intransigence on that matter. In fact, he says American presidents and presidential candidates are too quick to do the bidding of the Jewish lobby.
Surely, Your Majesty, you're not telling me that the Jewish lobby in the United States pulls the strings of the presidency?
Not entirely, but I think even a little too much, even for Israel interests.
You think the Jewish lobby in the United States is too powerful for the interests of Israel?
I think so. Sometimes they are disserving the interests of Israel because they're pushing around too many people.
How do you mean pushing around?
Well, pressuring. They have many means at their disposal. They are putting up pressure on many, many people. And at the end, I don't think that it will even help Israel.
Why, if this is true, why would the President of the United States pay attention to that lobby?
They are strong.
Strong in what sense?
They are controlling many things.
Controlling what?
Newspapers, medias,
Your Majesty.
banks, finances, and I'm going to stop there.
Well, now wait just a second. You really do believe that the Jewish community in the United States is that powerful? They make the media reflect their view of foreign policy?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They do not report, we do not report honestly?
Don't mix things, please. I don't say the media. I say in the media they have people. Not the entire media. Some newspapers will only reflect their views, yes.